All right, welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Without Borders. We don't have Dan Foch here today, but we have someone much smarter, much hungrier, and very interesting. And I'm super excited to dive into this. What you're doing, man, is something I've honestly never seen before, and you're such an inspiration, especially to like that younger generation. And you're doing real estate really cool, which I feel like a lot of people aren't. And we need more people like you. So before I jump into it, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're building over there in the US.
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for the intro, Dave. I think I'm a little bit. People give me a little bit too much credit. I'm not that smart. Maybe I'm a little bit stupid for doing what I'm doing. But I'm
I love
Raj.
it.
I recently just graduated from the University of Virginia, and me and my friend Renzo, who went to Virginia Tech, are building a luxury cabin micro resort in Front Royal, Virginia, so an hour west of DC. And our vision is to have it be, a health retreat. And we've been documenting our journey of building our first unit. We eventually want to have about 3 to 4 units on that piece of land. And we actually want to eventually expand. The brand name is Royal Oak Retreat for that. And we want to almost make almost like a franchise model where we start, multiple Royal Oak Retreat locations across the East Coast. And we're about to launch our first unit in October. We've been documenting our journey on social media. It has been a crazy ride, to say the least. Officially purchased the land in January, on January 10th, 2025. And to date, we've grown about 450,000 followers on socials. Just
Crazy.
unbelievable. I don't understand why it's happening, but I'm glad it is. I get to meet people like Dave.
No, this is cool.
It's been truly amazing. I think our message is like Dave said, I don't see a lot of people doing the real estate game this way. I've met so many guys that are killers, man, but a lot of them are boring. And I'm like,
Yeah,
we got to get some new blood in here. We got to start yelling in the camera. We got to start, we got to start doing this cool stuff, man.
for
I
sure.
think the real estate game could really get some juice, and we're trying to bring it. We'll see if
So
we
you
got.
got so the one so okay so like we help Americans, well, we help everybody invest globally. And when I came across your page, it was cool because you were doing just like you're in charge of marketing from what I get from this, yeah,
Yes.
and crushing it. Before we get too into it, where can people find you on Instagram? Because I think people have to check you out. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's cheetah.rajan, and cheetah spelled CHIDA.RAJAN. And our company account is Royal Oak Retreat. So that's when we're fully built. We're going to have a lot more content on there about the actual build. And my partner Renzo, he's also on socials. He's not super active, but Sanyo.Renzo, if
I
y'all
love
want
it.
to, he'll drop some funny videos here and there. But he's the one that got me into this. I've been trying to catch up to him on a construction side. I've been doing pretty well there, but he's the guy I yell like in every video. I'm like, we're gonna make this the number one Airbnb in Virginia, and it's because of his vision. He's really the one seeing this through, and I'm kind of just like tagging along.
That's cool. Yeah. So I'm super curious for you to let everybody know just a little bit about how this became about, because just from my research on you, you're young, you're hungry, you maybe didn't have a lot of real estate background, and you got into building with this massive goal of having the number one most luxurious Airbnb. And these things are crazy. Like, I'm telling you, go check them out on Instagram. It's nuts. Maybe tell me a little bit about your background of what you were doing before this, and then I want to touch on the units you're building and how you came about the vision to put this together.
Yeah, so I guess we can go back to high school. I was really
Yeah,
been into entrepreneurship. I used to sell shoes. So I came across a Gary Vee video. I think this is classic
yeah.
entrepreneur. I came across a Gary Vee video, got super inspired by what he was doing on like eBay flipping. And he was saying how you can make money there. And my senior year of high school was completely online because of COVID. So, and like I was either playing Fortnite with my friends or I was selling shoes. And
Great.
that started like the springboard for me where I was like almost became obsessed with shoe reselling. And then I went to college for my freshman year. I couldn't do it because you weren't allowed to have cars on campus as freshmen. And
You
it
weren't allowed to
like,
have cars.
yeah, you're not allowed to have a car as a freshman at UVA.
Got it.
So that's the way that, I was sourcing my shoes. I was driving to all these places to source shoes. So obviously I couldn't do it. So my sophomore year, I rented out this one office unit next to UVA. And that's where, a lot of people have seen like my first videos where I just had like 1,000 shoes around me and I pretty much spent all my time there. But also like school wise, like I was studying finance and I really wanted to get into banking and I did that. So my junior year summer leading into senior year, I worked at JP Morgan, and that was going to be my path, honestly. Like I was going to go to Dallas, Texas.
I mean, Dallas is I just got back from Austin not long ago and loved it, but I think I need to go to Dallas to get the full Texas effect, to be honest.
Yeah, Dallas is a huge city. So this is a funny story. So I was working in banking, and I was working in Dallas, and I visited my best friend in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas is my favorite city in America by far, better than New
Super
York,
cool.
San Francisco. And Renzo, my partner now, we actually played high school tennis together. So I've known him since I was 14 years old. But we fell out of touch because he went to Virginia Tech. I went to UVA. I hadn't talked to him in years. And I go to Austin, Texas. I throw up like a story post with like my best friend. And Renzo DMs me and he's like, bro, I'm in the city. We should like catch up. It's been like years. We catch up. He's interning at a development firm at the time. And he's saying
Okay.
how, man, like I'm having so much fun, but these guys aren't much smarter than what we could do. And I was like, bro, I don't know anything. Like, you're trying to pitch this to me, but he knew that like I had money from the shoes. And with the shoes, I had gotten into real estate before. So I bought my first investment property on my 21st birthday. So right before my internship.
Crazy.
But I had like a real estate agent who also went to UVA. He just walked me through the whole thing. So honestly, like I learned a ton, but I didn't like make any mistakes because he was literally like he was like my cushion. Like anytime I
Right.
was about to make a mistake, he's like, yo, chill. So I really never fell on my face there. It was a great deal and like literally no problems at all. And, had that. But there's a difference between investing in real estate and then developing real estate. Huge difference.
Yeah.
And Renzo, he pitched me that vision during the summer. That was June of 2024. And then I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. This guy's kind of crazy. And then in November of 2024, Renzo gives me a FaceTime. He's like, yo, I've selected a parcel for what I told you 3 months ago. Here's the numbers. I need 40 grand. Can you make it happen? And I was like, fuck it, why not? Like, let's do it. And the
I love
reason,
it.
yeah, and the reason I think one thing people might misunderstand is like we kind of just went into this blind. We actually didn't. So we had 60 days to study the land and back out for any reason. That was our contingency. We can do whatever we want and we have any reason to back out, no penalty at all. So we
What
did
were
that.
you researching during those 60 days? Like what analytics or metrics were most important to you during those 60 days to make it like this is good or this is bad?
So we had already done the comps, right? Like we knew like this was fully built, like how much we could, rent it out. And at this time, like I had no track, like I was doing social media with shoes and I built up a following, but I didn't really, this was never the plan, right? It was just supposed to be me. I would catch up I'd be like a co-GC. Like we would GC the project together. But what we were looking at was first we were going to do soil tests. So obviously like you need to do that before you build. And we wanted to see like also do like perk tests and see like if a septic could fit on here, get some engineers out there see if like this was even a buildable lot because
Right.
for context, we bought 2.5 acres. It's subdivided into 4 lots. And the plan was to build on our smallest lot first to have a proof of concept. So we were looking at the smallest lot. We looked at all the lots too, because we want to build on them too, right? But we were seeing like, can we build a structure that we want? We already had the plans, the architecture plans. Can we build the thing that we want? And some engineers are like, it's going to be kind of tough. There's a lot of rocks here. But then there's this one guy who was like, no, you can do it for sure. It's just going to take a little bit of geometry. And there's a lot of like setback requirements with the
Right.
county. And I went on Renzo taught me a lot about geometry, honestly. Like we would just go on our laptop and we'd be like, well, like the septic field is going to be right here and it's going to be 10 feet off of this line. Like that's going to help. And then all this. And it was a really fun learning experience, to be honest. Like I was like, yeah, this is so fun.
That's so cool.
Eventually it perked for what we wanted. We got a good soil test. The soil was good. And we were like, let's just go. Let's just go for it. And that was a 60-day process. So from November to January, that process was good. And then we closed on the land January 10th, 2025.
That's how did you like I've seen for those that haven't seen, pause the podcast, go look at it because it's crazy. They're like these elevated cabins. How did you guys come up with that design? Like what was it? I think I saw a video where you had traveled, was it Texas or I forget where it was where you went, saw something similar and were like, I need to recreate this.
Yes. So Renzo's blueprint was if you look up Live Oak Lake on Instagram, this guy, Isaac French, who built it, is the blueprint for what I'm doing. We're literally building his exact same cabin. We bought the architecture plans from him.
Cool.
And we're just like, we modified it a little bit to get up to county code. And then we also like are changing the colors and like the interior. We're making it a little bit different, but from the outside, it's literally the same cabin. And our thesis, this is the whole thesis of our project, is that Isaac French built 7 cabins for 2.1 million. 18 months after he launched, he sold it for $7 million. And we were like, if we can bring Live Oak Lake to Virginia, we can't fail. It's like our thesis.
Right.
Why don't we just do that? And a huge part of Isaac French's sale was that he was not on Airbnb, he was not on Verbo. He had this huge social media following through Live Oak Lake that funneled to direct booking. And that's a huge value.
Right.
And he went on a podcast and he said that the private equity company that bought him out valued that funnel. They valued the real estate, the business at $5 million. They valued the funnel at 2 million. So he sold it for 7 million. $2 million of value created through freaking Instagram videos. I
Wow.
was like, there's no way. But if that's true, I have to do. So I put my own spin on it. Live Oak Lake was the face of the brand. Like Live Oak Lake was the brand. Instagram account was Live Oak Lake. I'm doing it different where it's like I'm the face, which is feeding into the brand. And it's different because Isaac French made that model. And there are so many properties now where just doing the same thing, like the aesthetic drone shots, and
Yeah.
so beautiful, but it's like you can't put a face to, you're not putting a face to the property. You're not
Right.
having good storytelling to the property.
Yes.
You're not making it this is, we're getting in an attention economy. We're almost like, we have to make a good product first. That is the most important thing.
Of course.
Behind it, why can't we make it like entertaining as well?
Yeah.
So that's like our play now.
I love that. I think you nailed it. Like the story behind it is so cool and so important. It's like people are following you and your business partner's journey. Where's the one that you're mimicking? Was it the Live Oak one? Where's that one? And then my second question to that is why Virginia? Is that where you guys are from? Like, and then further to that, is that a big Airbnb location? Like, why would people go and rent in that location?
Okay. So Live Oak Lake is in Waco, Texas.
Okay. Okay.
And the one advantage they really had there was it's a lake, like it's lakefront. So that was like a huge sell for them. We're not lakefront. The reason we chose Virginia is because we wanted to be on site for our first project. I grew up in Virginia. Renzo lives 5 minutes away from me. I've lived here my whole life. I went to UVA. So we were like, this makes sense for us. It's only an hour drive from my house. And then the Airbnb market in this area. So for those who don't know, Virginia is really known for Shenandoah Valley. It's one of the national parks here. And
Cool.
our property is on Shenandoah Valley. And there's about 30 to 40 Airbnbs just within like a 10-mile radius within us. And that was one thing we really looked at. We went on AirDNA and we said, like, what are the comps? Like, what are because our number one thing is we want to build a big, beautiful cabin, but
Right.
there also does need to be a thing where it's like, what are the financial returns? Because that is also important. So we were looking at that. We modeled it out. I'm a big finance guy. Like we made a model, or Renzo made a model, and like, we went through it and we like nerded out about it. We were like, worst case scenario, like we get this IRR and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, big market there. It's an hour west of DC.
Okay.
Washington, DC is the number one remote, as a percentage of the population, has the most remote workers in America.
Wow.
Saying how we could not only dominate the weekends, we could do the weekdays too, have that part of our marketing where people come, they work their 9 to 5 or whatever hours they
Right.
remote. And then, they enjoy the cabin experience after. So that could be a thing too.
I was going to ask you, like, what's the type of clientele? Because I know you're big into health and fitness. Like, what is that clientele that would be coming out there? Is it someone that's looking to be a little bit more isolated to an extent, but also in the health and fitness type of thing? Is that where you guys are going with that?
Yeah. So isolation, but also, yes, health and fitness. And we kind of recently fell into that. The brand has been constantly like slightly pivoting because obviously this is our first time and we really didn't even
Got
know
it.
what the vision was. But I made one video where I saw a Twitter post. This was this post actually literally probably changed my life, where I just made, it's crazy how one video can change your life.
Agree.
I made a post about like the health and wellness real estate economy and the projections for it. And it was like almost trillions of dollars. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then wellness real estate is like $1 billion industry. And I'm saying why can't we do this? I've been in the gym my whole life. Renzo's been in the gym his whole life. Like, why can't we make this a thing? And the guy that made that tweet runs Fit Insider, which is one of the biggest
Yeah.
health blogs and brands in the world. He saw my post. He reached out. Kyrie Irving followed
What?
me after seeing that post.
What?
It crazy. I had like the biggest health influencers follow me after this. I'm like, bro, first of all, I'm not even a health guy. So please don't rely on me for health information. But I think this is the way to go. This is like where Gen Z is going. Like,
Yeah.
this is like the shift. Because
Agree.
all my friends, especially like a bunch of my friends work in tech and AI, and they're like, dude, like it's becoming too much. Like it's just everything now.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to swing the other way.
that's cool. I live in Canada, but I also spend a lot of my winters in Tulum, Mexico. And the reason why Tulum, Mexico is so successful is because of that. It's like a lot of the projects they're building are based around health and wellness and fitness. And it's like they're building these like epicent like meccas of bodybuilding and boxing and kickboxing and yoga and all these things. And it's like, and they also have villas on site and they sell out like crazy and for crazy high prices. So I think that you nailed it. And I feel like this is off topic a little bit, but I'm 36. I feel like your generation doesn't, you're so much more dialed in than we were when we were younger. Like you guys no one's drinking. I feel like everyone's super dialed in. Health and wellness is huge. It wasn't around when I was your age, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming bigger. I mean, I was at UVA. I don't know about the not drinking thing,
Yeah, fair.
but yeah, like I think there's just a shift overall. Like
For sure.
lot more health focus, and I can see it with the feedback with some of my videos. And I think our number one focus right now is to get a company like Fit Insider to back us, because I am not going to become the face. I'm not going to become the health face of this brand, nor do I have the qualifications to do that. We
Right.
want someone that's actually science-based, qualified to get behind this, and that's been that's been one of the things we've been trying to do.
Cool. So in Canada specifically, there's a ton of Airbnb. Well, I guess New York too as well, but there's a bunch of Airbnb restrictions. I'm assuming there's very little or not as many restrictions in the state there.
So one thing I haven't made public is that we're going through a short-term rental permit hearings. And that's the last permit we haven't passed yet. So I haven't been super public about it because like obviously I don't want to piss the board off or anything.
Yeah, of course.
Since there's a lot of Airbnbs in the area, like I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it. Posting on social media is a blessing and a curse, and it caused some write-ups and some issues for sure. But we don't
Well,
need
come on.
yeah,
Like
we
people complaining, like other Airbnb hosts, maybe.
no, 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 no. Yeah, it
We don't
got
have to
a
talk about it. Yeah,
yeah, we don't need to get into it, but it's getting sorted out. Like, yeah, it'll be a great story to tell after we launch. Let's just say.
I love that. That's cool. Each individual has four like villas, homes, I guess. How many bedrooms in each home?
Yeah, so there's four subdivisions, and we're building one unit right now, and it's 2 bedrooms, 1,000 square feet for
Wow.
yeah, and we're not set on the square footage for the other cabins, but we're trying to keep it like as small as possible because it'll probably be a sort of thing where it'll be like a couples retreat type of thing,
Okay.
maybe like groups of four. But I think the whole thing around it, so it's on half an acre. We're trying to make the whole half an acre an experience. And then the
Okay.
other one will be another experience. And then
Oh,
we've also been thinking like so we have a road.
yeah.
We have a road.
I saw it's causing you issues with financing, maybe?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it was a little issue there, but we came up with the money for it, so that one's fine. But we have our 2.5 acre lots on the right side of the road and 2.7 acre lots on the left side of the road. And we are thinking about combining our 2.7 acre lots. So we have 1.5 acres about, and just build like a really big, like a 2,000 square foot cabin on that. So have one big one on the left side, two small ones on the right side. So we're going to play with it. But for now, the one that we have is just one cabin, zero point 0.5 acres, make every single inch of that 0.5 acres is going to be an experience. That's like our plan.
I love that. So each one a different experience, so you can book it according to the experience that you're looking to get out of that stay.
100%. Yeah. And it's
Super
all
cool.
health focused, but it's all like different health focuses. So for this one, we haven't even finalized one yet, but we're still working through that.
Yeah, yeah. What's been the biggest surprise for you going into this? Like I know you it's your storytelling is so good on social media, and I like the point that you made. I want people to understand this. Like I don't think you just woke up and were like, I'm gonna get into this. Like you guys did your research. You're both intelligent guys. You did the right things. But what's been like the number one surprise for you going through this? Like what's been like maybe the biggest learning experience or biggest surprise that you've faced while going through this whole thing?
The biggest surprise.
Like any zoning, any issues with permits and stuff like that? Was anything, you have any big hurdles you had to go through that you're like, I never expected this coming?
I think the number one surprise was the tariffs. So one thing,
Interesting.
I have never ever studied politics ever until the tariffs thing. I have never even gotten involved in it, but our windows were coming from Poland, and we, so full transparency, our cabin should have been done by last month if we had our windows. We had all of our ducks in a row too. Like we had, obviously there's delays in development, and you
Of
can't,
course.
and we expected it, right? But if we had our windows, like there's no doubt in my mind we'd be done right now. Um, but it was this thing where, the windows came from Poland and then all of a sudden there's a tariff. I don't know. I honestly don't even know the full story because like our contractor dealt a lot with it. And like I
Right.
didn't even under full transparency, I had no idea what was happening. I was like, bro, why? One day we thought our windows were in New York in the port, and then the other day, like, no, it's in China. I'm like, wait, what? Didn't we order it from Poland? Like, we couldn't even track our windows for 2 months. We didn't even know where they were, and then
2
eventually,
months.
2 months, man, 2 months. So
Wow.
we had our cabin was fully framed, and people were getting me on me about it because, like, for 30 to 40 videos, our cabin didn't change at all, and I'm just like, dude, like our hands are literally tied behind our backs until these windows come in because you can't start interior work, you can't start drywall until windows are in. So, but they came in eventually, and now we're off to the races. So,
I love
I
it.
think that's the number one thing. I was like, global, like economic policy, how much it can affect a small cabin that you're building. I was like, bro, what? Like, I never thought
Crazy.
it would be a thing.
Man, I can only imagine what a crazy and, like, fun learning experience this could be for both of you. I love it. I know at the very beginning you talked about it, but what's the end game for your project? Like, this is a global thing? This is an American-wide thing? What's the goal for you guys?
I think we stopped having a goal because
I love that.
the goalpost has moved so many times. So I recently just made a video, like full transparency, like I wanted to operate this thing. Like I love operations. I ran a shoe business. Like I wanted to operate it for like years. That was like my plan. But then recently, like I told you, right? Like we have some, these permitting issues, people like not knowing, can we even build 3 units after? Like if we're getting this much trouble for one. These are just all things I'm thinking about. But in a perfect world, when I first started the project, I was like, 4 unit micro resort. We operate for 5 years. And if someone wants to buy it after that, they can buy it. But I want to hold on to it as my own. Like, this is my baby. This is my own baby. I want to hold on to it for at least 5 years and operate it and make this into like a great cash and like build other, resorts onwards. But a couple of days ago, this one guy DMs me and he's like, would you sell right after? Like, right after you build? And I'm sure there'll be some contingencies where like I have to book the whole thing out before he
Right.
buys that. But I'm like, no, no, I want to operate it. And he was like, throw a number out there. And I was like, a mil. And he was like, that could make sense. And I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I was like, wait a second. Okay, let me get back to you. Let me run some numbers because, right, I'm like I'm emotionally very tied to the project, but thinking about it just from a logical perspective, if we're going to have another big project in Virginia, that's what we're planning, right? The second project is huge. We have no permitting issues this time because we have funding. It's the perfect piece of land, and I've already been telling you how we've been having a couple issues on this. Would it be a smart decision for me and Renzo to walk away with 650 grand pre-tax? Obviously, like that's going to get cut down, probably come down. It'll come down a lot, right? It'll come down to maybe 400 grand if we're lucky. Would it be smart for us to take that, roll it into the big project where we have no permitting issues and swing big there? Like, this is just stuff I'm thinking about. And then maybe someone comes in and offers 1.5. I don't know. So
Right.
with social media, like it's so, and then we had a guy in Vermont, like a 9-figure guy offer us his whole farm. I'm like, it's just these opportunities. I don't even know what's coming on. Like, I've just been like, okay, short-term goals only now because I love thinking long-term. I feel like those are like the biggest winners who think like 5 to 10 year, like,
Right.
windows, right? But it's hard for me to have a 5 year vision when all these new things are coming in my way where it's like, okay, you know what? Whatever happened, the next day, I'm just going to put forward like the best thing that we need to do. But yeah, like I don't even know what the goal is. If someone wants to buy it, there's a right price for everything.
Of course.
Right? Like I'm very emotionally tied to it. But if you're telling me if someone offered 2 million and it's before it's even built, I'd be an idiot not to take it. Like I'd
Yeah.
be an idiot not to take it. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Man, good for you. Like, it's like the more successful you get and the more attention you guys get from your social media and building what you're building. What's the Hermosi thing? Like the woman in the red dress. You're just going to have to say no to bigger and better opportunities as you grow. And these opportunities get presented to you because you're building something so powerful online and you're doing something so unique that's just like it's super inspirational, man. Like I'm sure you get a lot of people reaching out to you asking like how you got into it. I'm sure you have a ton of DMs. Man, I think what you guys are doing is absolutely incredible. I feel like it's so unique and you're making real estate fun, which I personally love because I feel like real estate's so boring. I love the both of your stories behind this. I would love to have you on again, man. Like once you're up and operational to see like how the first like hurdles of that have been going. Because I mean, man, I could talk to you for hours, but you're a busy guy, and
Hey,
I
you
love
need
it, dude. Like, yeah,
developments, man. There's some weeks where I just sit there and I'm just like, can't do anything, man. I just got to, how am I going to make a video? I got to make a video about a damn septic system. How do I make this interesting? Like,
how often are you posting per week on social?
right now, man, I've been doing a 30-day in a row posting challenge. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever done, also with like trying to manage like the project and all
Of
this stuff.
course,
But I think it's taught me a lot about like consistency because I've never posted on social media 30 days in a row. And especially if I want to post with quality, I
right?
feel like I like to think that my videos are like well made and like have high quality. Like having that storytelling and creativity every single day, man, I respect a lot of I see a lot of people, especially like the bigger YouTubers like Ryan Trahan,
Yeah,
like on YouTube every day. And I know he has a team behind it, but the fact that he's showing up on camera and becoming creative every day, like it's a
it's
new
crazy,
it's a new level of respect I have for guys like that because it is tough, man. It
big
is,
time.
but
Do
it's
you
gonna
do you
like I've seen it already.
do you have a team behind you guys for social media? Or is it just like literally all you?
Man, I'm a one man show.
I
Film
love
it.
that.
That's all
That's
me.
crazy. Good for you, man. Like, look, you guys are doing cool things, and I think that like this is just the beginning. Honestly, it's funny because a lot of people sent me your page, and they're like, "You need to talk to these kids. Like, this is incredible." And I genuinely, I see this. I see this as just the beginning for you, and I think you guys are gonna have endless opportunities once this is all complete, and it's gonna be super exciting. And I would love to have you on again because your next one's up. So next month, up and operational Airbnb.
Yes, sir.
Cool. We'll have to touch base.
I think
October 20,
say it again.
October 27th. Yeah, is the date.
October 7th. October
October
7th.
7th.
Yeah.
Huge.
October 7th, I think is our launch date. So
Unreal.
man, I'm excited, man. We should have been launched, but bygones are bygones.
Hey, that's okay.
That's how we go. I'm so excited, man. Like I can't wait to see how this goes. I think you don't need to be. I'm saying like I just there's just one last message. I don't know
Yeah,
if there's
please.
college if I don't know if there's any college kids listening, man. My last semester of college, I had a 2.9 GPA. Like I really want you guys to know, like all my friends went into investment banking. I I I literally I thank them every day that they didn't go into business because all these kids have way high IQs than I do. It's just, are you willing to put your balls on the line? Is like the question.
Love that.
And I think a lot of kids, a lot of kids DM me and they're like, it's tough for me to take the risk. And I'm just like, dude, like, it can only go good. Like, if you fail, you know how much you learn. If I fail, let's say we don't launch and we fail this, do you know how much I've learned about construction? I feel like I could go out and do it again. Like,
100%.
I I feel so powerful right now with like the stuff I have in my head. The way I've learned how to market and do social media, the way I've learned how to I really considered going to my banking job in Dallas and trying to do this at the same time so we could have income and I just funnel my W-2. Bro, my dad talked me out of it. He's like, "No, you
Really?
lit on one." You know, isn't that crazy? I have immigrant parents. Like my
Wow.
parents are Indian and my dad, who is like the culture is known to like you go get a job, be stable. He's the
Yeah.
one. No, you got to go all in on one. You're gonna
Wow.
you're gonna be you're gonna be bad at your banking job, or you're gonna be bad at this. You said you got to choose one so you can be good at the one thing that you do. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So I'm gonna go all in on this. And he fully supports me. So
That's huge, man. No, I mean, I agree. Like you've now, like learning how to make money is a skill in itself, and now you've learned, like you said, if you don't take the risk, you're never going to fail. You're never going to learn. And you've learned how to make money, and it's like now you can take that skill and apply it to honestly anything, which is the coolest part. But man, I appreciate you so much. I'm super excited for this episode. I think you're gonna get a ton of DMs from this. One more time before we let you go, where can they find you on social media?
yeah, Cheetah.Rajan. So Chida.Rajan. And then our company account is Royal Oak Retreat. Um, can't thank you enough, Dave. This is great. Great talking with you.
We appreciate you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.